Folks, it has been a wild week. I finally binged some of the best output that Marvel Studios has done in years, and we're going to talk about the effect it's having on collectibles, on the action figure community, and Marvel fandom in general, and a host of a whole bunch of other topics. Uh, Folks, you're watching Black Genghis. Welcome to another episode of Black Genghis Live. I'm your host, KJ, aka Black Genghis, and I am having a ball with the summer that we're getting ready to approach. We got Deadpool and Wolverine on the horizon. Just the one Marvel movie, but honestly, enough X-Men 97 content to really make up for the dearth of it. Like, that's kind of how you want to do it. Hey, Ray, thank you very much. Hey, let me just holler at the homies in the chat real quick, and then we'll get the party started. Brian, hey, how's it going? FC Viper, what's going on with you? And Ray, thank you very much for the theme song. Yeah, man, it was time. I was looking kind of post-apocalyptic. I had to do something about that. And yes, happy Memorial Day to you all. If you have family and friends in the service over the weekend, give them a call and catch up. Ask them about their time in the service, or just ask them how their day is going. They'll really appreciate it a lot. Tony, Terror Drone, what's up with you, dude? Thanks for joining, man. You know what? I think we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Let's talk about the X-Men effect. Now, this is going to be spoiler-free, so pretty please, no spoilers in the chat. I'll keep reminding that as we go on ahead. But I just got off my duff. I cleared out the time because it's rare I get to binge watch anything, let alone animation or anything like this. And kudos to the showrunner, Bo DeMaio. He did an excellent job. Ray, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But you're in for a treat. I was like, I'll watch a few episodes, and then that's that. I couldn't stop watching this. So once again, if you get the chance, check out X-Men 97 on Disney Plus. If you don't have Disney Plus, go ahead and get it. No, because really, I want to talk about something else. And I want to give people the time to really discover this. Because what I believe happened is this. You had Avengers Endgame, biggest film in history, save some re-releases from Avatar, right? People went to go see it again and again. Don't spoil the Endgame. I remember all that stuff. And it was incredible. It was a culmination, but it was a series finale. So what happens when you conclude all of these arcs? Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, and so on, right? What we're really watching in the MCU right now, it is a spinoff of itself. And we saw that with everything from Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness to stuff like Eternals and Quantumania. It's like they ran out of their story engine. So really, X-Men 97 represents going back to basics. Character. And it's amazing to hear the theme song, to hear the voice actors, and to like pick up right where you left off from. It's like a time machine. It's like getting your wish granted. And it aged up along with us. I highly recommend it. Once you start watching, I dare you to stop. I don't think you'll be able to stop. And really what I want to talk about is the impact we had going into the show and what happened afterwards. Because once again, balancing out an ensemble cast like this, hey, shout out to Woody, man. What's going on with you, dude? Just in all the different arcs, everyone had a journey, everyone had an evolution. Shout out to X-Men Evolution. But the point is, everyone was well served. X-Men 97 was in development longer than the original animated series. They really took their time with those episodes and how things would dovetail into season 2 and going onward. So once again, my kudos to the cast and crew, especially the showrunner, Bo DeMaio. Yeah, you can see it in some of the comics. If you were to go to your local shop, you can get those. I still have some of the original X-Men, the animated comics, sort of based off of the Fox Kids show. And those were still pretty good too. But I also was reading X-Men at the time, Jim Lee, Claremont, you name it. I was there. I was there. And so once again, you're getting nothing out of me, but there was just some really, really strong content in these episodes. And it's really awesome to see how bold they were taking that direction in. I love me some Storm, like one of my favorites. And I enjoyed her content as well, pretty much all around everything. We're going to touch on Storm a little bit later. And once again, spoiler free, but just some of the output and some of the products that are coming from the show. So let's talk about the X-Men effect. There was a time where if you were getting this wave from Marvel Legends back in the holidays, I want to say October, November 2023, definitely Christmas, there was a point you could have gotten these figures for as low as $15, maybe even $12 a piece, because people didn't know what the show was going to be. Was it a cash grab? Was it that kind of thing? Okay, I will take spoiler-free questions. Yes, they programmed us all right. Brian says, spoiler-free question, how much was the storyline of this season taken from comic storylines? A lot. They really took the adaptations very seriously. The comics are there. The graphic novels are there. The trade paperbacks, they're all there. So what X-Men 97 did is like what the original animated series did. It would borrow from comic storylines. It would compress them. Some of these were heavily compressed, sometimes just down to one episode. Others were taking bits and pieces in different elements, right? In line with the same way that the work that Larry Houston and the Waltz did and everything else. So it was really about, turn that off. It was really about just what best served this adaptation. Like this X-Men 97 is its own chunk, and it is a continuation of the original series. I'm not willing to say that it's better than the comics, but it is better than a hell of a lot of content that we've been seeing out of Marvel Studios lately. Shout out to G Bro. Once again, GR Bro and everybody else. Y'all are never late. I appreciate y'all spending your time with me this Thursday evening. And that's why I keep it moving. All killer, no filler. Speaking of which, X-Men effect. So once again, we got Gambit going for $60. Rogue going for $85. Of course, Wolverine's 75 plus 10 shipping. That Wolverine was doing $100, $120. It's insane. I'm glad it's calmed down just a little bit, right? Look at that. Look at these prices for Rogue. Just watch the show. There's a reason people are willing to shell out that much for these figures. Now, you won't get that out of me, but watch the show. There's a reason this stuff is creeping up like this. It's insane, right? Look at this. Even if you had the Target carded figures from years ago, right? The stuff that was on the Target cardback, excuse me. Like we got a lot here. Rogue and Gambit for $69. Rogue by itself, it is crazy. Shout out to Aaron. Hey, what's up, man? Good seeing you, dude. Yeah, it's insane. So if you were able to pick up some of these are still going for about retail, right? I think Storm is maybe creeping up a little bit there, maybe like $30-$40. This Gambit, look, I have VHS, I have the Target Gambit. I'm not opening up this Gambit. Once again, you're gonna have to watch the show. Watch the show. Watch it, right? And if you got the whole wave and you got it at a good price during the holidays, kudos to you. Let's go ahead and get back into this. You got to check this stuff out. You got to see this. Now, some of this stuff is still reasonable, right? Cyclops is about $48, $50. You can get a lot. You don't mind getting it loose, right? And you like getting even the VHS stuff creeped up. Those VHS tapes, they were on sale on the outlet. You can get them. You could have gotten them on sale from Shop Disney. They were slashed off over there. Free shipping. So everything crept up. And that's what quality gets you. That's what quality gets you, because it's about, do you want to buy in Eternals Marvel Legends for $5, $3 because the movie just didn't pop? We got the Kang figures. I can't give those Kang figures away, thanks to the nonsense that happened around Majors. But honestly, Quantumania should have been a father-daughter story. It didn't have to be Avengers 5 or a prelude to whatever. Like, it should have just been simple. Like that meeting when the adult Cassie sees Paul Rudd's character. Why am I blanking out on his name? That's how bad Quantumania was. It erased my memories. Scott Lang. Damn. But anyway, the point is, that was the movie. That's what Quantumania should have been. And if it was that touching, and if it reached our hearts, we would have spoken with our wallets the same way that people are doing now with X-Men 97. That's the difference. That's what quality gets you. Buying the comics, buying the action figures, buying statuettes and busts and posters and whatnot, because you want to celebrate this great storytelling that we got plopped into our laps. That's why quality sells. That's why quality is always your best business plan. You're going to be doing this stuff. Hopefully Feige and everyone else, they took notes and bring Bo back. Like, that's nonsense. I don't care what he did. Bring him back. It wasn't anything illicit. Y'all got to chill with that. All right. So anyway, this professor, once again, no spoilers from me. And this stuff is recent. This is what people are paying for recently. You can see the dates that this stuff sold in. There's a reason. There's a reason people are paying $100+ for Professor X in that chair to go with the rest of their X-Men 97 collection that they're now shelling out for a premium for because they didn't get it when they had the chance. They didn't take the leap of faith in how great that show was going to be. So I will say this, and once again, like, we have characters like Storm inspiring some great stuff out here. Like, this is from Iron Studios. This is a 1/10 scale statue directly from X-Men 97. And look, man, I'm getting this. I may have to sacrifice a complete wave. I don't need those figures. 𝐁𝐥𝐚𝐜 is cool, man. I'll wait till Shauna the She-Devil comes out. I think I need this. I'm just going to get this. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, you want to celebrate great storytelling. You want to celebrate a moment like this. It's not every day that you get something that this good that everyone across the board agrees with. If you haven't seen it, binge watch it. You're in for a treat. You're in for a real treat. There's a reason we're starting to see an outpour of these products in goodwill towards Marvel again. It's the X-Men 97 effect. And I highly recommend that show. Pleased as punch. Like, from the moment, like, from this frame on, I was like, I'm canceling my plans. I'm going to put a pizza in the oven. I'm going to pop some popcorn, and I'm watching this show. From start to finish, it is probably the best X-Men product put to audiovisual storytelling. Out of all the movies from Fox, out of all the other shows, out of pretty much everything except some of the classic comics you can think of, this is one of the best things that came out from anything X-Men, from anything Marvel Studios, anything Marvel Animation. Go see it. All right. So that concludes our first portion of the show. Ray Pass says, some BS fucked up on that row. Yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, man, if you got the dough, you can still get that robe. But be patient, man. I think they're going to make some more. They got the tooling. They're going to make some more. They should make some more. We're going to get it. The show was fire. Restock, make us some more. They did it with Cobra Island. They can do it with this. We got to, pay attention to the comics. And a lot of that stuff is in trades now. So you can get that. We may get an omnibus or some omnibuses of Hickman's run, the Hoxpox era, that kind of stuff. It's been a really fun time. But let's go ahead and let's talk about Hulkbuster. So we got thank you for that, Ray. I really appreciate that. So we got a new Hulkbuster on the way. And I want to go back and talk about Hulkbuster throughout the ages. We got some really good stuff from Toy Biz, from older waves, Build-A-Figure waves from Marvel Legends, and even stuff like Diamond Select, Marvel Select, and imports. So let's go ahead and get right into it, right? So starting off, we had the Toy Biz Hulkbuster. This one gets a lot of love. You can go online. If you really want it for your vintage collection, you can get your hands on it. Dude, I have Jim Lee's #1. I took the cover and I just put it up on my wall. I think it's still on my wall back in my parents' house in my old room. No regrets. I love that so much. I need to recreate that. I'm still going to recreate that cover spread. But yeah, the Toy Biz one gets a lot of love. You can get your hands on it on a pretty good price if you're willing to fork over for it. But just early days. And this is what people need to pay attention to. We are in a golden age of action figure renaissance. Ray Claremont and Jim Lee, they collabed on that run in the 90s. It was them both. It was Claremont scripting and Jim Lee. So I'm just saying that. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong, Brian. Yeah, this is probably a juggernaut reuse. But the point is, we're in a golden age of action figures, of the articulation, of the detailing, and everything else. So we had to get from here to get to where we're headed to next, and you're going to see some stuff. So right now, this is from a 1995 Hulkbuster. I think this is probably a shout out to the UPN series. I am Iron Man. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. The point is, like, this one's a lot simpler. This was like $10 when it came out. No chest articulation. The head probably can't move. But if you wanted a Hulkbuster to be as big as the Hulk was in this line, that was your ticket, right? And then we can start talking about Diamond Select. So this one came out a little bit sooner, about 16 points of articulation. You just wanted something that was big. And if you have Marvel Select, Diamond Select Hulks, their World War Hulk, Gladiator Hulk, you have their Immortal Hulk, or Rampaging Hulk, as it was known. You could get this and just make them fight, baby. Just make them fight, right? So now we're talking about the BAFs. And this is Age of Ultron. So that Age of Ultron Hulkbuster, that MCU Hulkbuster, got a lot of play. And we saw that Hulkbuster get upgraded for Infinity War and whatnot. But there was just a lot of love back then for the MCU. It was still new and it was selling like hotcakes. A lot of people, a lot of collectors got back into collecting, action figure collecting, collectibles because of the MCU. Before lockdown, I was heavily considering 1/6 scale, Sideshow, Hot Toys, that kind of thing, because I wasn't thinking about getting wave after wave after wave of action figures. I would have been better off going 1/6. More on that later. Point is, we got a lot of use out of this mold. So some of these are from standalone deluxe releases. Some of these are, one of these is a Build-A-Figure, but pretty much that Age of Ultron Hulkbuster mold got a lot of play. A shout out to Still Figurine Out, where we got these. And you see how it compares to the 6-inch Iron Man at the time. So now let's talk about imports. Let's talk about quality, right? So right here, this is the Comic Cave Studios. Pricey fellow. Once again, we're talking about MCU Age of Ultron. So that Hulkbuster got a lot of love and it got a lot of attention from imports and premiums. So this is Comic Cave Studios Hulkbuster. Once again from Age of Ultron. And then man, if you gotta choose wisely. It's not always about getting as many Hasbro, Mattel, and McFarlane figures. Sometimes you can just get one deluxe premium figure, and that'll be that. You get what you pay for. I always say it. You get what you pay for. Look at the detail, look at the quality, look at the craftsmanship, look at the materials they're using, right? So when I see people, hold on a second. When I see people complain about Marvel Legends, complaining about paint apps or articulation, or any complaint for a $25 figure, a $35 figure, like even back in the day when these figures were $14.99, when they were $19.99. And they were $19.99 for a long time. But you get what you pay for. Those figures are $25 figures, right? If I'm getting MothX, if I'm getting Bandai SHF Figure Arts, if I'm getting Mezco, if I'm getting 1/6 scale, I get what I pay for. Sometimes all I need is just that one thing that reminds me of the thing that I love so much. So I highly recommend, instead of buying a wave, spending $175 on a wave of figures that you don't know or care about, get the premium stuff. Lasts longer, looks better, takes up less space, impresses the ladies, man. I'm telling you, you get the right lady, it'll impress her. Shout out to my people, Chad. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, that's the comic book version. I'll get to the new Marvel Legends one. The Lego, I'm a sucker for Lego, so I love Legos. I'm very forgiving for Legos, Sesame Street Legos. I still have my Tron Legacy Legos around here somewhere. People didn't like it, buy it for cheap. Maybe the Legos, maybe they'll try again for Armor Wars. Maybe you'll see something there. It's rare when Lego misses. If that was a miss, it is what it is. But I think that maybe they'll try again. Or there are other places that you can get like a fun size kitty version of the Hulkbuster. Baldy, Zen, what's up, man? Great job hosting last night's episode of Toy Kind of Mood. Everybody go check out ATKM 171. Great times held by all. I spent more time watching that show instead of prepping for this one, so your fault. Holla at Todd C. What's up, man? Thanks for joining, man, for real. Yeah, it's great. I gotta get some cheese together and get this Hulkbuster. You get what you pay for. Once again, so this one's Comic Cave Studios, right? And I think this one is the Mofex. Yeah, the Mofex. So you can do some really cool stuff, man. Diecast, the paint apps, right? So if you don't like what Hasbro's getting you, maybe either level it up or just chill out, man. Because you're spending what, $60 on a Hulkbuster? You're not spending $270, man. What else? What? You're not spending $460? Look, man. You have $60 for a Hulkbuster. All right? There's levels to this. I'm getting the Marvel Legends Hulkbuster because I think it's a great value. It's a great Hulkbuster for the price, man. Like, there's levels to this game. So that's why when people like start complaining, I don't want them to complain. Don't complain about that $60 Hulkbuster. You'll have fun with it. It's a fun toy. They're toys. Have fun with it. Don't complain. I'm with you. I'm not spending sort of like this. If I'm spending $459, it's because I was in Vegas and I made the mistake of trusting a big button to smile. But the point is, you get what you pay for, and we're going to get just a lovely rendition of the Hulkbuster with Marvel Legends. So once again, Bandai, that's insane. This is insane. It looks insane. And you can already see the difference between Age of Ultron and Infinity War. Man, that is sexy. All right, and also 3-0. Listen, this 3-0 Hulkbuster cost so much, I didn't even put in the price. Like, I saw it, and like my brain wouldn't let me put down the price for y'all for what this. You can do your own research, and you can see what this Mark 44 Hulkbuster costs. But look, here's the truth. Hasbro, they're multi-scale because they still have plenty of 118 figures they still do from time to time. The Super Adaptoid is basically a 12-inch 1/6 scale figure. If they play their cards right, they can bring back 1/6 scale legends, right? But for now, we got stuff like this. This is a comic book Hulkbuster, $59.99. You can put this with the rest of your other Hulks. It's great. It's going to be great for photos. It's going to be great for dioramas. You're going to be able to recreate some of your favorite tales, some of your favorite scenes, getting this Hulkbuster. So once again, going all the way, and I'm talking all the way back to Toy Biz. We've come a long way. And I just want more collectors and more people to stay appreciative about stuff getting better, when the shows get better, when the movies get better, when the figs get better, and everything else. It's a great time to be a fan. If you allow yourself to have a great time, that is. So once again, still on pre-order. You can get that Hulkbuster for $59.99, celebrating 85 years of Marvel. It's going to be a great time. Highly recommended. Folks, we're doing great so far. I got to wet my whistle a little bit. That's good. Okay. So I want to talk to y'all about DC, where we did the Marvel thing, and now let's go into DC. Because Todd McFarlane, he pumps out these figures like crazy. A lot of places you can still get a McFarlane action figure for $19.99, the Target app, that sort of thing, but usually $22.99, GameStop. The collector's edition, $29.99. And we talked earlier about how that Wonder Woman now is like $100, let alone the chase. Right? Oh, Ray, thanks, man. Ray was digging a T-shirt. Yeah. I had to do it for Marvel. We're talking a lot of Marvel, but back to DC. So we were able to see some stuff from McFarlane Toys, and I took issue with it because McFarlane likes to play games sometimes. He plays some games, right? So let's go ahead and let's share screen, and let's go ahead and let's take this over to Instagram for a second. So we got the Tumbler. It's on the way. McFarlane Toys store exclusive. So this is going to be for pre-order on May 31st, which is, what's that? So next Friday. So Friday morning. Here's the thing. It's looking sexy right now. Shout out to Lucius Fox. All that stuff. It's looking pretty good, right? And even the camo is coming out. Amazon exclusive. Bane figures sold separately. But if you wanted to get like, Bane or Lucius Fox showing off the prototype Tumbler from Batman Begins, you could probably do that too. Point is, it's not always what it seems, because McFarlane has a bad habit of changing stuff up. Colors look off. The canopy is not what you thought it was going to be because he didn't really show it off that well. Or you only saw maybe 2 looks and that wasn't enough to get it. So using our sleuthing, right? This is what I wanted to talk about. That product may vary, right? So I'm trying to be fair here because I'm a fan of DC, the Nolan trilogy, and everything else. Shout out to Frank DeMonio. What's up, man? Thanks for joining, dude. But here we see it looks sleek and black and nice, and then it's kind of grayed out in the bottom. Now, I couldn't find where those photos were attributed to. Otherwise, I would have given accreditation. So that's going to have to be for the future. But let's go ahead and let's go to ye old Facebook and let's take a look at that. So these are stills from a video. This is from Alden John, who put up these. And this is giving us a better look at the Tumbler. This looks a lot better than some of the other photos. So I guess we're just going to have to wait until we get this in hand. Once again, this is the toy exclusive. This comes like a little carrying case with a grappling hook and whatnot. You can see that. Not bad. It's 110 scale, in line with DC Multiverse from McFarlane Toys. It looks good. You can see it. You can get a better look at it. It looks like, it's basically you have the weird Stealth Fighter canopy and then some big wheels in the back. And it's a box that you can put your figures in. All these vehicles, that's all it is. It's a vehicle should be a box on wheels that I can take photos of and pose with my figures. Give me that. Sell me that. Thank you. But this is looking pretty good. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's take it a step further, and let's go ahead and look at the. Yeah, not bad. Love that bass guitar. It's nice and funky. Skip ahead a little bit. All right, then unboxing it. So far, so good. Lots of plastic. Lucius is looking pretty good. Shout out to, hold on, what is this? This is from Fat Boy Toy Review. So take a look at that. I gotta mute that. I'm not in the mood for funk music. I love funk music, but not with my toy reviews. All right, not bad, not bad. It's a good review. Diaphragm, yep, that's good. Good overlay with the jacket. Nice haircut, Lucius. Looking very nice, looking spiffy. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy. So hopefully you have the space for it. Spring loads. That's nice. Why do you get to say what's right? Because I'm not wearing hockey pads. Anyway, let's see. Some good details. Nice details in the tires. I think the tire wheels are going to be a different size in the bat pod. So that was a little bit of a difference, but it's got it where it counts. Looks good. If you're handy, you can probably put LED lights there, make it look a little nicer. Skip ahead a little bit. Accessories, once again, we have this little thing, just an empty thing and a nice overlay. No, let's go back a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. So the belt, the thing, I think it's just one piece, basically. But it looks nice, and it's just a little prop you can use for your dioramas. And, of course, the stand for Lucius, that ever-loving figure stand. Gotta love that stuff. And a trading card, of course, as well. All right, skip ahead a little bit. So I forget which one that looks like SHF. Fits 2 figures, so it's pretty beefy. So you can have Christian Bale saying Rachel or whatever. If you have 1/12 scale figures, it looks like that can fit too. So if you have SHF, if you have Mofex, if you have Mezco, I don't think Mezco did the Nolan Batman. I don't think so. They did that, but they did the Snyderverse one. So if you just want to, no rules, you want to put Batfleck in a Nolan Tumbler, man, go nuts. It's gonna be dope. Why not? Multiverses, right? That was the DC one, right? It's called Multiverses. So once again, it looks like there was truth in advertising with this. It's a nice black matte. The paneling is great. Lucius looks great. It's going to be good if we can get our hands on a Christian Bale Bruce Wayne in multiverse scale. If you're handy, you can probably find a suited figure, and then you can put that unmasked head on top. So see if you can make that work. Kudos to McFarlane. I got to get my hands on it. So Friday, May 31st. That's what's up. And see, I was going to be doing like a whole bunch of bitching and squabbling and be like, man, how come I don't look at the picture? Okay, yeah, it looked nice. That looked pretty nice. Shout out to Lawrence. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Have a great show tonight, Lawrence. I'll be there in a bit, probably like an hour from now. So I'm always show up late. So Yes, the ultimate narrator figure. Yes, we're getting that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep moving on. That took out a lot of my bitching and moaning about the Tumbler, right? So you know me, you know KJ, you know your boy KJ likes a good meal, likes a good deal. Oh, hold on a second. Yes. Listen to the homie Lawrence. Please hit me those likes. I appreciate you. Boom. Let's go ahead. Whoa, what's that, huh? There. Oh, because I have the comments. So I hide the comment here. Let me hide that. There we go. Cool. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about getting some deals going. If you are like me, you like saving as much money as possible. I don't like paying full price for nothing. These figures don't have to cost that much, man. What they do that for, man? I need my money. Money's hard to come by these days. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of my personal favorite picks from Hasbro Pulse outlet. Yeah, man. Don't get anybody mad. That's nice, but I'm cool with Lawrence, man. I got respect for all y'all. People need to have some accountability and choose peace. I love peace. Deals. Let's go ahead and share screen and let's go straight to the source. Let's look at Hasbro Pulse. All right. Now, once again, I'm all about saving the dough. I need the dough. I don't like spending the money. When I can save some money, some of my personal picks, this Bucky Barnes figure, fantastic. I paid more than this. I think ended up being like $24, but that's what I wanted, and that's how I got it. In fact, I even have it right here. Ooh. Hold on a second. Yeah, here it is. So once again, you can get this. And Bucky Cap is a story figure because the first Bucky Cap ended up being, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, it was the template for like half of the Marvel Legends that came out for like a good 5 or 6 year stretch. So this is kind of like inside baseball for action figure collectors. So doing this mold is sort of like a shout out to that original Bucky Cap. And now we have Bucky Cap 2.0. And now you can get it for $17 plus tax. If you have Pulse Premium, it's free shipping. But if you don't have Pulse Premium, like me, if you spend enough, I think it's still free. I don't know the exact cutoff, but there's that. Free Pass says, wants that Tumbler. Yep, 89 Batmobile. You know what? I got the CAG set from Ramen Toys. I still need to install it. Shout out to Toy Optics, David Speck from Toy Kind of Mood. He did a great install set on his Instagram. So you want pointers? Go ahead and check that out. Anyway, back to the thing. So let's go back. Yeah, $16.97, worth every penny. Highly recommend it. Go ahead and get that Bucky cap. And let's see what else they got here. That Killmonger, they are not going to sell that Killmonger. Joe Fixit for $23.91. You know, that's pretty good. If you want that Multiverse of Madness Scarlet Witch, you know, go nuts. Man, they are not selling that What If Killmonger. Like, if you're handy, you can like turn that Killmonger into any number of military figures. Let's see, what is that Ronin for $20? That's a deluxe figure. So for $20, I believe Ronin does make an appearance in a show we were talking about earlier. So there's that too if you want to recreate some stuff. Shout out to Rise of the Beast. There's some good stuff here. You Transformers fans, save a few bucks. I cannot believe this strike team is all the way down to $48. Yeah, I get it. It's repainted Baroness, Tomax, and Xamot. But still, man, like, listen, I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for this. It wasn't $47.91. I'll tell you that much. So if you got some Crimson Cobra, you can put that together, have some fun. This is a steal. And it's still in stock. The Shield Agent Trooper and the Hydra Trooper for $27.91, $28. Look at these heads. Look at these accessories. Look at the hands. Just, you have female figures and you want to do like different hand gestures. I mean, come on. I have a big Shield collection. I have a big Hydra collection. At this price, I already snapped up a few when it was discounted a little bit more. It cost a little bit more than this. And then I saw this price. Shoot, I grabbed another one. Like, that's insane. What else we got here? Really quick. Just some of my big picks. You see me skipping some stuff, so that's pretty much saying like I'm not really like getting those. I was tempted to get these Rebel Troopers. I love Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars film. Don't at me. It's the one that got seared to my brain on VHS over and over and over again. I destroyed that VHS tape watching Return of the Jedi. But this sucker, $34, not really. $20. Let's see if they can get this one a little bit lower. If it gets a little bit lower, then I'll go ahead and I'll make myself an indoor set or something like that. But I got money. I got to save this money up. And let's go ahead to go over to page 2 real quick. But there's some really choice picks. A lot of this stuff, that's the thing. So we're talking about Secret Invasion. We're talking about a lot of Disney Plus stuff. If the love isn't there, then why am I going to go buy it? I'm not going to buy that. It's like I'll get the stuff I want to get, right? This Dusty, if you still have Winsor Newton brush restore, even Punk with Toys did a video on this. You take off that tiger stripe, you have a classic Sumbo green shirt. You can even take off some of the paint apps on that face. You can use it for Falcon, or you can use it for any number of different stock characters for your photos and whatnot. Highly recommended. $14 for that Tiger Force Dusty. You can get some brush restore or acetone. Acetone is less forgiving, but it'll still take off the paint too. So there's also that as well. And really quick, let's see. I think, yeah, even at 54, I'll holler at this once it gets into the 40s. Let's see. Cats aren't buying that. If I'm not buying it, a lot of other people aren't buying it. And Indiana Jones, I'm crazy about Indiana Jones, and because I'm stupid, I bought all this stuff at full price. But you can get yourself a handy-dandy Indiana Jones Adventure Series collection on the cheap and have some fun. Have some Temple Dios. Have a good time. Once again, here's essentially a 12-inch Marvel Legends figure, $28, right? You can't beat that. Cobra Kai figs, and we had the 60th anniversary Avengers 2-packs. Great price for that Hawkeye, $26. That Thor and that Destroyer, $33. Yeah, they made too much stuff. Roscon, dead Transformers, and we got some more dead Transformers on the way. I think Ratchet and Brawn, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's coming up too. So even if you're not really doing Hasbro stuff like this, I think this is the price that a lot of us are more comfortable paying. Not to saying that we don't like what Hasbro is doing, but there's a difference between getting a Hasbro figure, which, if I'm being real, it's a basic figure. Yes, the articulation is better, the paint apps are better, the detail is better than the Toy Biz days, in the teens when MCU was in the full swing from 2015 to 2019. It's gotten better, but it ain't Mofex, it ain't SHF Figure Arts, it's not Mezco, it's not Hot Toys and Sideshow. You get what you pay for. And honestly, if they just price this a little bit down, if this was $19.99, I bet you they wouldn't have to be marking this stuff down. They produce too much. So enjoy this while it lasts. This probably won't happen again. That's a great Monica Rambeau figure. You can probably get a soft goods cape for that Doctor Doom, even though that is comic book accurate. Doctor Doom needs a cape, so you can get one. You can have both looks. What a great pack. That Bruce Banner and that Grey Hulk, $29. Get that. Dungeons and Dragons, you love it. I still play D&D with my buddies every other Friday night over Zoom. Get those. Get that stuff. We got the Spider-Man figures. Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. Guardians kind of wasn't that toyetic to me. I don't need Guardians Volume 3 that bad. But like I said, I won't say I overpaid. I wanted Indiana Jones figures, so I got Indiana Jones figures. You can, just for the head sculpt, you just want the head sculpt for that Rogue to put on your X-Men 97 or your VHS Rogue or your Target Carback Rogue. You can get that too. This needs to come down a little bit. That needs to come down a little bit. I'm in a festive mood, but that still needs to come down. Shout out to Andor. Man, that Stellan Skarsgård figure took forever to sell out. Oh, wait, it hasn't sold out yet. Hasn't sold out yet. I like the actress who played Bex Colleen. She was great. So shout out to Andor. Go ahead and get that collection on the cheap too. I'm a Star Wars nerd, so I paid more than that for these. Acolyte. I was waiting for Acolyte to go on sale. All those figures are gone, basically. And that this Obi-Wan is pretty good too. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, save a few bucks. Get some really good stuff. Hey, shout out to Gun Bunny. Hey, man, thanks for joining, dude. I appreciate it. Ooh. Dan the Toy Man. Thanks for that. I did not know that. And I covered Savage Crucible on the last episode 2 weeks ago, so be sure to check that out. Guardians of the Galaxy, especially Volume 3. Volume 3 should have been rated R. Volume 3 was depressing, yo. That should have been rated R. Why are you making toys for this? I don't want these, but that's okay. That was a pretty good figure as well. No? Okay. So I need to go ahead. I need to review my Scarlet Spider. I was waiting on the soft goods from GPS lot on eBay. I think I just need to crank it open. Let's go ahead. Let's get this done. So once again, great job out of Hasbro Pulse. Mark that stuff down. Bring back the $19.99 price point. Bring back the $19.99 price point. I don't want to keep paying $24.99 for this stuff. You're going to put it on sale, or the stuff sells out, and then you just won't make any more. Okay, fine. But some of this stuff can be $22.99 again. Some of this stuff can be $19.99 again. I don't want to pay $24.99 for some random ass character on Andor Season 2 or the Acolyte or whatever. I'll pay $22.99. I'll pay $19.99. Sometimes that means waiting for the sale, waiting for Amazon warehouse, but just control those prices. Keep making quality bangers like X-Men 97. We'll probably get the figs. We'll get the premium collectibles, the statues, the busts, posters, all that stuff, right? But if you make garbage, then all that stuff's going to end up in the garbage. All right. I'm glad that Gun Bunny and Tony Figs are here because you guys are going to like this next segment. And of course, I'm showing love to Gridiron Studios, Gridiron Props. I'm a fan, and I am. I've been collecting Gridiron Studios probably since, if not day one, like month one. And they have released their 500 catalog item. So they made it to 500 different items for a reason. I believe you get your money's worth when you use Gridiron, when you use their accessories, their weaponry, rifles, pistols, but even stuff like their walkie-talkies. Like, so for example, here, hold on a second. Here's my just a regular black suited. Man, I got a dust. It makes me look bad. But that's a Gridiron walkie-talkie right there, right? Look at the detail. 1/12 scale. It's insane. They have a 1/12 scale pocket knife with a switchblade that folds out. Who does that? No one does that. No one else is doing that. All right. Anyway, Gridiron. This sucker right here, I think this is the one that finally puts it over the top. If there was anyone that I would have put Gridiron over, or put over Gridiron to say, like, these guys are doing it just a little bit better, regardless of the money you want to spend or whatnot, it would be Millerworks. So with Millerworks, what they end up doing, and let me go ahead and share my screen really quick. And I can say this because what I'm saying is that I think Gridiron has his beat. Millerworks is a great shop. They're still doing a lot of good stuff, and they were premiums before a lot of other people came around, right? So they have like a Snake Eyes set right now that you can buy with different shoulder armor. That's like $18 for that stuff. You see what I'm saying? If it's worth it to you, man, get that. But here we're seeing some of their stuff here, right? And we see all the different things that Millerworks comes out with. It sells out. It's a dedicated group that buys Millerworks. And the thing about Millerworks is everything is customizable. The stock comes off. The scopes come off. The underbarrel grenade launchers come out. The mags come out. You have bullet rounds. You can see them in the magazines. You have different grenade rounds and whatnot. So the only people I would have put above Gridiron Studios, as much as they're my friends, as much as I love the people at Gridiron Studios, is Millerworks. Millerworks is pricey. People say Gridiron's overpriced. You could probably say the same thing about Millerworks and a couple of others. And if you don't buy Millerworks, if you don't put in that pre-order in the beginning, you're not getting this stuff. Pre-orders are open for 48 hours on the first Sunday. Lead time, 6 to 8 weeks plus shipping time. And we've seen ship times like that with the Gridiron Vamp stuff, but we'll get into that later. All right. So it is a dedicated clientele, high prices, long waits. You're either buying this stuff or you're not. You're either getting this stuff on this level or you're not. But Gridiron, it's faster. You get more for your money, and it's a bigger catalog. It's a massive catalog at this stuff, right? So once again, let me go ahead and go back. This case, there's also early bird prices. So if you're able to get an item in the first week or so, it's usually $5 off. That takes care of the shipping. And yeah, shout out to Arsenal of Pew Pews. Shout out to Jay's Armory. Shout out to Thanatos Unlimited. You get what you pay for. So if you want to pay a smaller price point, I get it. For me, Gridiron's that sweet spot. It's for me, it's worth the money. And the customizing that you can do with this AR, it's next level. So you have an active grenade launcher that slides out with this. You have different rounds. You even have a chalk round, a practice chalk round. That's insane. It comes with a bracket, so you want to put one on one side or two on the other. I'm OCD, so I had to do this, and I had to get two of them because it just looks too badass not to do. But once again, it comes with that pocket knife I was telling y'all about. It comes with a grenade round. It even comes with a shotgun adapter. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. It comes with a shotgun adapter, so you can put a shotgun round in the adapter and then put that in the grenade launcher, and you can basically use that grenade launcher underbarrel module as a shotgun if you have those adapter shells. But I could be wrong. I had to brush up on my stuff a little bit. Let's see. Shout out Madsen, thanks for joining us. Oh, okay. Savage Crucible sending out new ankles. Okay. Ray Pass says, play a compliment. That whole Gridiron Vamp set's absolutely gorgeous. Just can't do it. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I would say take the time. And I would say that if you're curious, there's going to be some stuff that you'll be able to try out. I think it's worth the try. Whether it's a weapon like I never get tired of showing this off. My John Wick with this automatic shotgun, Dragon's Breath. Like, I never get tired of this. I just like looking at this stuff, man. All right. So if it's worth it to you, if not, I totally get it. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I love this stuff, and I'm gonna keep rocking with it. But anyway, the roll cage from the Vamp, People are still waiting on this stuff. It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. It just getting this roll cage upgrades your Vamp to the next level. I'm waiting on my stuff coming in from Gridiron, and I can't wait to just take that up and start getting the reviews off and going again. I was able to fix some technical issues with my equipment, so I think it's time to come back. I think black is back, baby. Man, the shielded gunnery you can put on the roll cage, and that's not even including the rear gun seater that we're going to touch on in a little bit. I think, what's this? All right, the door gunner. Like, you get what you pay for. And if money is tight, then forget it. I'm not trying to get y'all into bad habits. I'm not trying to take food out of your mouth. Get the groceries, get the bread, milk, and the eggs. Get that stuff first. Get clothes for your kids. Pay that mortgage. Once you've taken care of that adulting, then it's playtime. So get the work done. Get yourself straight, get your situation ironed out, and then it's playtime. The rear gunner. I can't wait to get this stuff. I need it. Oh, man, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so bad. I want to take this to work. I'm going to take this to work. So people are going to be like, look at this. Look at this shit. Look at what I'm showing to you right now. So this next portion, EXO-Squad, I enjoyed the hell out of EXO-Squad. And EXO-Squad as a show did not talk down to kids. It did not talk down to its audience. Hold on a second. Frank Cruz says, once we get the stinger, I'm going to stay off the web so I don't see. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about all the, Mark Von Cannon and his kids, they're going to go nuts on that stinger and the driver. He's going to have a set for the stinger driver. He's going to have all this shit that we put on the Vamp that you can put on the stinger. Missiles for the stinger. You're going to have like a Gatling missile rack for the stinger. It's going to be insane, like EMP, crazy, high-tech, crazy stuff. I got to make more money. I have got to find a way to make more money. I got to sell whatever I'm not using, I'm selling it. I got sneakers. I can sell those. I can comic books. I'm not reading comic books. I'm going to sell that shit. I need more money for this Gridiron shit. Anyway, EXO-Squad. EXO-Squad was ahead of its time. The toys were ahead of their time. They did not talk down to their audience. They respected us. And they respected the carnage of war. It was hard. It was, Ray and Matson are saying kidneys, blood. Like, come on, man. Anyway, EXO-Squad. I think it's time. I think it's time for a reboot. You can get great. It's time to go to the bank? Okay, more on that later. Yeah. There's plenty of stuff to sell. To get that stuff. It was ahead of its time, and it did not speak down to its audience. So I think you get the right voice cast. You can do the things that, like, I think there was a Starship Troopers animated show where they had the power suits, but EXO-Squad is its own thing. You can really play with the war tech and just the scenario of it and what was going on, like the storytelling. You know what? After X-Men 97, we may start seeing more continuations, but that's going to be, there's so many people that don't know this license and know this IP that I think it could be worth a fresh start. It's like Space Above and Beyond, but like the animated series, but with mech suits. It was insane. It was immense. So really quick, I think it's time to reboot EXO-Squad. I think people need to know how great this show was and what it meant to us growing up. And like, even if you were a certain age and you were still watching animated series, like this was kind of like the vibe. That was kind of like where it landed, where it's like, we can do the things in animation and comic books that you can't really do live action. But basically, it treated itself as if it was live action. I don't think you can afford to do this show live action. I think we need to either take it back to animated on Peacock or Netflix or whatever, or you can do it CG. If you do it CG, it'll still cost money. So we had like the VHS tapes from way back in the day, and you weren't able to find it on shows. There were comic books way back. So like you could do this, and we talked about this with Mask. Doing the comic books allows you to get the visual language of the brand, the IP, It lets you get the characters right. It's more forgiving than animation or live action. So you can talk about just what this thing feels like, and then you can do animation, and then you can use that to say like, okay, this is the Bible. This is basically like the storyboard, and now we're going to move forward. And you can age it up, and you can make it more sophisticated, and you can use the advancement in animation, CG, and storytelling, and you can do something like Exo Squad. And not only that, but the toys were ahead of their time. Like you had these figures in these great exosuits. Like the toys were phenomenal. That's really why we need to reboot this show, so we can bring these toys back. Like some of the stuff. Imagine like Joy Toy or Acid Rain doing stuff like this. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's hear from the chat. Yeah, Exo Squad was awesome. 6 and don't tease Gun Bunny. I don't think we're ready for 112 scale Exo Squad. That'd be immense. But like the Mezco exosuit, right? That's basically like what this is. Like that's the closest thing we have so far. If you have Peacock, you can watch Exo Squad on Peacock. Yeah. And it did not talk down to us. And here's the thing: you could probably do a season 3, and you can just allude to the events of seasons 1 and 2 as backstory, and basically just treat it as its own reboot. Like you can say it's a reboot, but it's not a reboot. It's basically a requel. It's like a sequel reboot. It is season 3, but everyone's going to be watching it fresh anyway, and it would just be awesome to see that show. Like I'm telling you, man, I'm giving this stuff away for free. So once again, Exo Squad. I think it was ahead of its time, and I think we needed to come back. I think you can really increase the quality of the animation of the mech suits. If you make it CG, that'd be insane. It'd be intense. It'd be like Avatar, but the animated series, right? With those amp suits or whatever. So I think there is space, no pun intended, for making an action-packed show with these characters, high stakes, no shields, no plot shields. War is hell, and they lost people on this show. Like it did not talk down to us. It really didn't. So when you get the chance, they made some gear. There were plenty of exo frames and power suits. For a second, it was even like allied with Robotech. So some of the Robotech stuff was also pretty popular as well. Gridiron has a drone combiner, basically, where you can turn it into like a snowmobile or some that kind of stuff. I would love to see Gridiron try their hand at making like a power lifter from Aliens or exo frames and just putting that stuff together. That'd be badass, man. Like I want to see what they can do. So once again, I think keep that caliber of character, of storytelling. Don't talk down to the children. Show the stakes. Show how subtractive of an experience war is. How it removes pieces of you. How it turns noble people into bloodthirsty savages. Because that's the only thing war will let you be, right? And you do that in the guise of a mech warrior sci-fi TV show, and then sell a shit ton of action figures and exo frames that we can put into photos and show off on Instagram and Facebook. I think we're ready for that. You can basically do that comic book. You can bring that back on Skybound. Let's holler at Skybound. Let's see if they want to do Exo Squad. Let's make a deal, and let's see if you want to watch that. The people are saying, Matson saying 118 scale, Joy Toy, Haya Toys. I would say you can get away with 4-inch, because 4-inch is almost like 1/16 scale, right? But you can save money on the materials and whatnot. It depends. You could go either way. You can make it realistic, you can make it toonish, but the detail would still be there. It was with these. Like, once again, going back with some of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and take another look. Like, these were cartoonish, but they were still crazy with the detail, right? So even though, they had these bright colors, it was kind of a Trojan horse because they were talking about real shit on that show. Like that's the thing. That's the thing. So the bright colors and the candy paint and all that kind of stuff, it just gets you into this what you think is going to be a rollicking action adventure, and it is, but it's with stakes and depth and nuance. If the quality is there, once again, you can call it the X-Men 97 effect. You can call it whatever you like. If the quality is there, the money will follow. And you want this for your collection? I know I want it for my collection too. Folks, we're getting to around that time. So, you know me, I like to keep this stuff short and sweet. I like to talk about what's going on in pop culture, what's going on with comics, movies, definitely the action figures and collectibles. Shout out to Skybound. Skybound has been doing an incredible job. And if you go to your local comic book shop, you can get the Scarlet #1. It is a record-breaking order, sales record with over 80,000 copies, making it the best-selling G.I. Joe comic book in over 2 decades. Listen, let's just go ahead and go straight to the source. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. There it is. So once again, 80,000 comics. Congratulations to Skybound, to Kelly Thompson, and everyone else, Marco Ferrari, for doing an excellent job on this series. It is fantastic. So if I were you, I would say go ahead and go to your comic book shop, get that Scarlet. It's just a lot of stuff. Like, okay, yeah, Cobra Commander 1, also Duke 1. We'll see what Destro #1. And Destro #1, if you like Bats is going to be all up in Destro. So go ahead and check that out. So it's going to be on sale June 5th. So go ahead and pre-order. Destro #1, June 19th. If I were you, go ahead, get it on your pull list. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of action. Shout out to the Rashikage. Jinx is going to be up in there. I'm all about that. That's going to be so much fun. So once again, congratulations to the crew over at Skybound for these fantastic Joe comics we've been reading. I want Skybound action figures. I want that kind of stuff. I want a 9-inch scale Mercer hulking over the rest of the Joes and Cobras. Yes, FC Viper is right. Skybound is killing it. And also, before we close, yes, Ray, I agree as well. I hope you all take time. If you have friends and family who are in the service or have been in the service, go ahead and just call them up this Memorial Day weekend. Give them some time and, ask them about their experiences. If they don't want to talk about it, then that's fine too, because there's several folks who don't want to go back to Iraq, Afghanistan, or various. But just give them some time of your day and kick back and relax. Watch some movies, kick back, watch some Netflix or Hulu. But take time to call your loved ones and your friends. Check on your friends, even your strong ones, especially your strong ones, because they may need to borrow some strength. You never know. Times are tough. Coping is hard to come by. So this Memorial Day, take time to remember the ones that we lost, that we still hold dear to our hearts, who are in the armed forces and who gave service to us as countrymen and women. And also just call them up, put them up on Zoom, on Skype, and have some laughs, and just in your own small way, thank them for their service still. And other than that, yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was fun. That was pretty cool. Furiosa, go see Furiosa. I'm going to see that tonight. Check out Holler at My Dude, Lawrence, Punk with Toys. Check out last night's episode of Toy Kind of Mood. It's going to be dope. And keep having fun with your figs. Cut out the drama. I got no time for that. What you know how I like to do that, man. But respect to you too. I'm saying, what is that? I should. I'll probably get it. I'll get it later. My brain's just fried. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love. Much props. And have yourself a good one. This has been Black Genghis episode 7.